Welcome to BD Daily Tech News Podcast, your daily briefing on tech and innovation. It's 2026, January 1st, and today's theme is simple. The future is arriving, and it's arriving inside your head, inside your internet pipe, and inside your feed.
Love that for us. New Year's resolution? Less doom scrolling. Tech industry resolution? More doom scrolling, but generated by AI, delivered by an ISP with vibes, and maybe controlled by a brain chip. Cool, cool, cool.
3 stories, tight and useful. First, Reuters reports Neuralink plans high-volume brain implant production by 2026. Second, net neutrality, back until it wasn't. Third, Instagram's head warns we're entering an era of infinite synthetic content where seeing is no longer believing.
So the agenda is install hardware, lose stable Wi-Fi rules, and then get tricked by fake videos. It's like a software update, but for society.
Story 1. Reuters says Neuralink is planning high-volume brain implant production by 2026. Translation, they're signaling a shift from experimental, low-throughput medical devices toward manufacturing and operations that can support many more procedures.
When a company says high volume and the product goes in your skull, I want to ask, is there a Costco pack? Like, buy 2 implants, get a third free.
The simple version of the tech, it's basically a tiny computer interface that reads electrical signals from neurons and turns them into commands, like moving a cursor or controlling a device. Imagine your brain is a keyboard, but the keys are microscopic, and you need a translator chip to interpret the typing.
So it's autocorrect, but for thoughts, which is terrifying because my thoughts do not pass HR. Also, who's doing the installation? Like Geek Squad, but with a surgical robot?
That's the key point. Scaling isn't just making more chips. It's surgeon training, robotic insertion systems, clinical workflows, safety monitoring, and supply chain quality. In medtech, high volume usually means you're trying to standardize the entire pipeline so outcomes don't depend on one superstar team.
Okay, normal person question. Why should I care if I'm not trying to control a computer with my brain this weekend, besides the fact that I already do that with caffeine?
Because this is where assistive tech can jump a generation. If brain-computer interfaces become more reliable and more available, it can reshape options for people with paralysis or severe motor impairment, communication, independence, even employment. It also pressures the whole ecosystem, regulators, hospitals, insurers, and device security standards.
Yes, device security standards for the brain. I can't wait for the first pop-up. A critical update is available for your thoughts. Restart now?
Not a joke in one sense. Any connected medical device raises questions. How is data stored? Who can access it? And what happens if a vendor changes terms? Actionable takeaway, if you follow this space, watch for concrete signals, published clinical results, manufacturing partners, and clear security and privacy commitments, not just production ambition.
Speaking of terms changing, net neutrality. I saw the headline energy of, it's back. No, wait, never mind. It's like my router. Promises a lot, delivers vibes.
Story 2. Net neutrality was back until it wasn't. The core idea is consistent. Rules that stop internet providers from blocking, throttling, or prioritizing traffic in ways that disadvantage users or competitors. But the regulatory status keeps flipping with politics and court challenges.
Explain it like I'm trying to watch a movie while my neighbor is just checking email, but somehow gets all the bandwidth, because that is my lived experience.
Imagine the internet is a highway. Net neutrality is the rule that says your ISP can't secretly add toll lanes for certain apps or put speed bumps in front of services it doesn't like. Without it, an ISP can shape traffic, faster for partners, slower for rivals, or charge apps for fast lane access.
So my internet plan becomes a menu, streaming bundle, gaming add-on, video calls DLC. Congratulations, we reinvented cable, but worse.
Why it matters for normal people? It can affect price, performance, and choice. For developers and startups, it's existential. If you need to pay for priority just to be usable, that's a tax on innovation. Practical move? Monitor your ISP's terms and performance.
If you see consistent slowdowns tied to specific services, document it and file complaints where applicable.
Document it like a detective. At 8:13 p.m., my video call froze. Suspect? Capitalism. But seriously, people can run speed tests and compare, right?
Exactly. Run tests at different times, note the service, and keep screenshots. It's not glamorous, but evidence beats vibes. Also, if you work from home, redundancy is a career tool. A backup hotspot plan can save a job interview or a client call.
Infinite synthetic content. I read that and my brain heard infinite breadsticks, but it's fake videos and you can't leave.
This comes from a year-end reflection by Instagram's head, Adam Mosseri, warning that it's getting harder to distinguish real from generated media. The point isn't that every post is fake, it's that the cost of producing convincing content is dropping towards zero, so volume explodes.
So the internet becomes a buffet where half the trays are plastic display food. It looks great, but you bite it and it's polymer.
Simple tech version. Generative models can synthesize images, voices, and video by learning patterns from massive datasets. It's basically autocomplete for media. And when you combine that with recommendation systems, the feed can be flooded with content optimized for clicks, not truth.
And my aunt forwards it with the caption, "Look," in all caps, like she's a town crier. What's the practical defense for regular people?
3-step habit. 1. Slow down. Virality is a pressure tactic. 2. Check provenance. Who posted it first, and is there a reputable source confirming it? 3. Look for mismatches. Odd lighting, unnatural mouth movement, weird shadows, or audio that sounds too clean. None are perfect, but together they reduce risk.
So basically, don't let your emotions be the login password. Also, can platforms fix this, or are we just living in a permanent trust no one era?
Platforms can help with labeling, provenance tech, and detection, but it's an arms race. The bigger shift is cultural. We're moving from proof by seeing to proof by source. For creators and businesses, this means you'll need verified channels and consistent publishing habits so audiences know what's authentic.
Recap time. Brain chips are trying to scale like consumer tech. Net neutrality is doing the regulatory hokey pokey, and my eyeballs are no longer a security feature. Anything cheerful to end on, or are we just raw dogging 2026?
These are solvable problems if we treat them like engineering and policy, not magic. For today, keep a backup connection if your work depends on it, tighten your sharing habits around viral videos, and watch the medical device space for real evidence, clinical data, safety practices, and security posture.
And if you're listening while setting up New Year goals, make one of them less getting tricked by the internet. Subscribe, leave a rating, and send this to the friend who thinks every AI video is real because it has dramatic music.
That's it for Beyond Daily Tech Show. Comment with the one tech topic you want explained in plain English next. Chips, AI, privacy, gadgets, or cybersecurity, and we'll build the next episode around it. See you tomorrow.